Hello, hello, Taos, New Mexico. This is Cody Hooks, reporter with the Taos News, and here is your roundup of what we're working on for this week's paper. Firstly, we do not have coverage of the mass shooting carried out by a single man in Las Vegas, Nevada, which left 59 people dead and 527 injured. However, our thoughts go out to the friends, families, and communities of the victims. In the paper, it's the third installment of our annual Tradiciones special section. This week is Artes. A couple of the stories include the Blue Doors of Taos and the first and only woman ever to become a member of the boys' club known as the Taos Society of Artists. For some bite-sized news, there's a preview of Manufacturing Day in New Mexico, including Taos' own Private Label Select and Black Mesa Winery. Sign up for a tour and see how it's made. Also, Angel Fire has a new off-road vehicle ordinance, and a judge struck down the governor's vetoes of 10 bills from the legislative session earlier this year, meaning one newly minted law will soon allow the research of hemp. In education news, reporter Jesse Moya sat down to hear from several science teachers at Taos High about proposed changes to the state's science curriculum. The changes would strip language of very serious and central concepts in science, like climate change, evolution, and the age of the Earth. Teachers say they certainly were not consulted and vow to keep teaching students based on science and not the whims of the state. On the crime beat, 2 young people lost their lives Saturday when they were struck by a driver along State Road 68, otherwise known as the Low Road to Taos. The driver, Juan Espinoza of Bakersfield, California, is said to have caused the collision and was allegedly drunk. He has been charged with homicide by vehicle, among other charges. We break down what happened in this week's paper. And lastly, in the news, reporter John Miller brings us some good news with a dispatch from a local river raft guide who recently arrived in the Florida Keys to assist in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. We spoke with an area resident who rode out the storm and also have a few details on Rocky Mountain Youth Corps as they send a team to provide a helping hand in the storm's wake. In tempo, we are covering one of the most beloved fall events in Taos, and yes, I am talking about the annual Wool Festival. This event in Kit Carson Park celebrates the historic textile and ranching traditions in northern New Mexico with arts and crafts, shearing demonstrations, entertainment, and more. In other arts news, we've got coverage of the stunning Nemexalo 6 exhibit at Greg Moon Art Gallery and an exhibit featuring artists from Las Comadres Gallery. It's all in tempo. In the fabulous world of sports, all sorts of sports teams in Taos County have seen some key wins after last week's bit of an upswing. Cuesta volleyball team is on a 6-game winning streak. They recently played Mora and Escalante, bringing them to the 2-0 in district play. The Taos News also has a preview of a master swimming competition coming to Taos that will include 2 world record holders. Check it out on Thursday, as well as taosnews.com. In lifestyles, it's all about food, and there's some fun stuff about a pumpkin picking party coming up this weekend, including some signature recipes, though as a warning, I do not measure my ingredients. Also, Lucy Herman writes all about autumnal soups. In weather, last week was super rainy. All-call day set at least one record, and who knows what's going to happen as more rain moves in this weekend. National Weather Service reports it's getting cold, as if you didn't already know that. Low on Friday ought to be a few degrees warmer than freezing. And as for the upcoming astrology, those big old planets are still spinning around up there in the solar system. The moon will achieve peak fullness on Thursday, shining light on the tumultuous last month, personally and collectively. You won't be able to see the stars that night, but even still, put down your phone for a hot second and take a few minutes to bask in the moon's glory. And that will do it, Taos. Those are the high notes. But as always, there is even more in Thursday's edition of your community newspaper. Bueno, bye.